you all end up in Knoxville, Tennessee?
How did we end up in Knoxville? Probably the same way your family got over here. There was a ship involved. My dad worked at Oak Ridge National Labs. He could split atoms and stuff, and then it skips a generation. Because my kids are brilliant. I do this. Anybody else? Is that it?
Which high school did you go to?
Which high school in Knoxville? West High School. We just won the state championship again. You did too?
Yeah.
You went to West High?
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm probably way older than you though, right?
Probably not.
Are we like the same age? Did we go to school together?
What year did you graduate?
What year did you graduate? You didn't go to school with me because you'd have remembered me. I was the only Asian kid in the school. Yes, ma'am. Last one.
What have you loved about Lexington?
What have I loved about Lexington? You had to ask. The golf courses. I played golf today. That's such a what? That's not a good answer?
Default.
That's a default. Well, that's what my brain's on right now. What do I love about Lexington? You know, I love looking at all the horse farms. So that's what.
That I will say that.
Somebody need to take a pill or something? What's going on? This whole section started looking at their phone. And that was yours?
Still going.
Oh my God.
That's yours. Yeah, she was looking around like, what an idiot. That's how stupid you have to be to have your phone just keep ringing. What ringtone is that?
It's just the phone's ringtone.
It's the phone's ringtone. Okay, you're not the right generation, ma'am, to talk about how to use a phone. So my daughter got in trouble in school. She said something funny. They were learning about Native Americans, and the teacher let the kids pick their own Native American name. So she asked one boy, what's your name? Said, I'm Running Deer. Asked another boy, what's your name? Said, I'm Roaring Bear. Asked my daughter, said, what's your name? She said, I'm Chick-fil-A. That's just funny, right? Teacher got all upset, sent her to the office, called a parent-teacher conference. Yeah, unfortunately for her, I was home. My wife begged me not to go. My wife's like, you've never gone, why are you going now? I go, because I'm home. She's like, don't say anything. I'm like, okay. I didn't get a chance. We walked in, that teacher goes, so Mr. Cho, what do you think about that? I said, I think that is hilarious. She goes, don't you have any concerns? I said, yes, ma'am. Did she time it right? That's how we do things in my house. You're going to be funny, you better be really funny. We got home, my daughter's like, Dad, am I in trouble? I said, no, honey, that's hilarious. It's like genius funny. I said, did you think of the last second or did you have it? She goes, I had it. I was going to say it. And I thought, wow, I'm going to get in trouble. What would Dad do? Bam. I said, that's my girl. She said, you do stuff like that growing up? I said, yeah. She goes, what's the best one? I said, all right. 8th grade history teacher was going on 6 weeks maternity leave. We're going to have substitute for 6 weeks. First day she's there, we're in homeroom. My buddy looks at me and goes, you know the sub starts today. I go, that's right. He goes, well, today, you're our new foreign exchange student. I I said, yes, I am. I combed my hair straight down. A girl named Kelly Coleman who made an AFS badge, I put that on. Then I kind of jogged in the room, just like an old Asian guy, you know. I know that's wrong, okay? I saw it on MASH. My dad would kill me if he ever saw me doing that. He'd come running in this room. And my buddy was my interpreter. Yeah, we didn't speak Korean, but we figured she didn't either. And she bought it. She was talking to me like this. A few years ago, I'm doing a show in St. Louis, big theater. I told that story. Woman from the upper deck yelled out, "That was me!" I'm like, "Miss Davenport?" She goes, "Yes." I said, "How are you?" So I've been married 24 years. My wife is awesome. She is gorgeous. You had nothing to do with it. Why are you clapping? She is gorgeous. She is smarter than I am. She's funnier, overmarried. Because every guy wants to overmarry, don't you, fellas? Yeah, you want your buddies walking up going, "Dude, nah, dude." Oh, a few weeks ago, my wife got her identity stolen. But the guy's spending less money. I'm just gonna let her ride. This woman's not like, she's shaking her head at me. It's a true story. And my wife's mad at me right now. I know she's mad. I haven't spoken to her. I just know she's not gonna be happy with me. She's called me 3 times before the show while I was back there. My phone rang 3 times, it was her, I didn't answer. Well, she has no idea I changed her name in my contacts to potential spam. Is that hilarious? That's hilarious, isn't it? Oh, she'll laugh after she's not. That's hilarious. It's hilarious. My wife's really smart. She really is. I mean, crazy smart. She has a BA, bachelor's degree in accounting. She has a law degree and a minor in archaeology, which means she knows how to spend money. She knows how to argue, and she's good at digging up the past. She's never said anything instantly stupid I got to talk about up here until last year, finally. I was doing a show in Cabo, had a couple nights off, and they gave us tickets to go hear this Mexican band. So we're walking down the street, go hear this band, and I looked at the tickets, and there's no name of the band on the tickets. And I'm like, "Hey, honey, I wonder who we're going to go see, because there's no name on here." And she goes, "Yeah, there is right there, no cameras." I said, "Honey, that's no cameras." Now, she's chasing me down the street because I'm texting the kids going, "You're not going to believe what your mom just did." We got home a couple nights later, they had Latin music playing. My wife goes, "What is that?" And they go, "No cameras!" My favorite joke. Oh, wow. So I wrote these jokes for my kids. You may have heard them because they actually went pew, back when they were little. Because kindergarten, they had to show up, like most kids, and they had to do something that one of their parents did for a living or talk about what they did for employment. So my kids told jokes. So Jackson, when he's 5, his joke was, "Why do geese fly in a V?" Because a G's too hard to make. You got to remember you're in kindergarten, okay? Vasectomies was, why did a chicken cross the road? To show the possum it could be done. Here's my favorite joke that I wrote. So I used to surf because I lived in LA. But I saw this on TV where sharks attack surfers. Do y'all know that? They attack surfers because you look like a seal. Apparently, when you're laying on your board, you have your arms and legs hanging off from underneath. You look like a seal. So I just got a picture of a seal and put a red line through it and put it underneath my board. Some of y'all are laughing, that's good. That's the biggest laugh that joke has ever got. I told that joke forever. I was doing the Tonight Show one time and I was killing, I was destroying. And I told that joke, nothing. And I don't mean nothing like tonight, I mean nothing. You could hear the stage manager going, we're back in 4, 3, 2. Well, I sat down with Jay Leno and we go to commercial. He looks at me and goes, why'd you tell that joke? It never works. I go, because it's funny. He's like, has it ever worked? I go, no. He goes, how long you been doing it? I said, 22 years. I've told that joke 4,000 times. Nothing. Now, I do get screenshots sent to me of guys and gals with their surfboards with a seal and a red line through it. Thanks for showing up, Huntsville. Y'all sold out another show. What a great town y'all got here. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be great when they finish. They're not done, right? So I come to Huntsville a lot. My in-laws live that way. So I come through here a lot. Like, too much. So I've seen all the changes. I remember the Parkway was like doable. What is that? This is a place of a bunch of engineers, right? Yeah. And how'd that happen? God forbid you pass where you're going. I mean, I did it yesterday. I was going to go by the golf shop there to buy a shirt, and I went, where am I? Oh, there, hey! I'll just go to Birmingham now. Can't really get back that way. So I live in Nashville, so I drive down here from there all the other times, except this particular weekend I was in Dallas all week. So I had to fly here to y'all's airport. Sorry. My manager's like, well, you're gonna have to fly to Huntsville. I go, no, I gotta fly to Nashville and I'll drive down. He goes, no, you can fly into Huntsville. And I'm like, you can? Like on a real plane? And he goes, yes, we have, yes, they have a direct flight from Dallas to Huntsville. So I did it, and yeah. Y'all have an airport. Never knew it. Baggage claim and everything. I just thought it'd be some guy walking out going, who had the red bag? I'm a lucky traveler. I figured this out years ago. I was the last plane out of Bangor, Maine, right before that big blizzard, last plane out. Before that, I was the last plane out of New Orleans, right before Katrina. More recently, I was the last plane out of Tampa, right before Irma. So just so y'all know, I'm leaving here Sunday. I'd get the plants inside. People in Maine were freaking out about the snow. I'm like, you live in Maine, man. They have those goofy winter sports up there. The Winter Olympics has my favorite sport. That biathlon, that one where they cross-country skiing, then shoot a rifle? That's too easy one in my book. Imagine you're in third place, but you have 2 bullets left. I mean, you're in prison, but you have a gold medal. So. You can swap that out for some Raisin Jack. The worst place. So that's here? It was worst place. So I was doing a chicken wire gig They had chicken wire around the stage. Yeah, to keep bottles from hitting you. It didn't stop the liquid. And they had I'll never forget, I was walking in the entrance and you open the door and there was a sign that had rules of the establishment. And rule number 4 was no firearms allowed indoors. That was the 4th rule. Meridian, Mississippi. 1986. They love me. Actually, they did. It was fun. But yeah, that was probably the worst setup. That it? All right, I'm gonna move on. All right, last one. What?
Have you ever traveled international for a show?
Have I ever traveled? International, yes. Canada. I've done shows in Canada, Mexico, London.
Austin?
I'm sorry?
Are you coming to Austin, Texas?
Austin, yes, I am.
When?
Gosh. Thursday. I'm in Austin. It's this year. It may not be on the calendar yet. We haven't confirmed it because I'm doing Corsican, I'm doing Lufkin, and then I'm going to swing around and hit Austin. And one of my boys goes to college in Texas, so I'll go see him. He loves Texas. He's starting to talk like a Texan, you know, because they talk with their teeth clenched. That way you can talk, you don't get dust in your mouth when you're talking. How are you doing? I'm good. How are you? All right. Christmas is coming. So we normally get our Christmas tree on Black Friday, but it got too crowded. So now we wait till, actually we'll get it this weekend. We always wait till next week. My daughter and I go. It's a little tradition. I figured out years ago, picking out a Christmas tree for a guy. As a single guy, it was easy, you know, because we're just so stupid. We go back to our caveman days. You know, hey, that one smells good and has most of its limbs. Throw it in the truck. You women, man, it's like shopping. You go through 15 or 20. You imagine how you're going to dress it. You try to reshape it, and you still get one with a bald spot. It's all the same. All right, there's my holiday jokes for you people. Anybody finish Christmas shopping? Okay, we all hear you. Okay. Are you done? Really? Done. You're done? You're finished? Did you do it online? Sure. You went shopping? You're saying no to everything. Have you understood a word I've said? Why don't you sit on your hands from now on? You're not allowed to participate in class anymore. Why don't you trade seats with her? Is that earring, is that glowing earring? Is that what that is?
I think.
You think. And you lost the other one. What are they? Are those decorations or something? What?
Walmart.
It's what?
Walmart.
Did you say Walmart? That's how you answer my question? Are those decorations? Walmart. How you doing today? Walmart? I'm hungry. Are you? Walmart. She was trying to put it back in. She goes, I mean, that thing glows. It worked. You got my attention. Walmart. All day tomorrow. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just saying Walmart to everybody. I'm going to go through 6 drive-thrus just for the heck of it. You want cheese on that? Walmart. Excuse me, sir, what did you say? Walmart! Walmart. Grant is 15. He plays soccer and Xbox. That's it. We got him a headset for Christmas. Dumbest thing ever done. He has not heard one word I've said since the holidays. Every day he's like, what? Somebody say something? What? Hey, what? Hey, huh? Hey. What? That's all he does all day long. Now, my daughter vasectomy, she's 11, and she's wearing this, it's like a buffer. I didn't know they made them, but it's a buffer. I found this out by accident because I was doing laundry, and I was just helping, not because I'm Korean, all right? All right, anyway, so. We're all in the family room, and I'm doing laundry with my wife, and I pulled out this buffer, and I went, what is this? My daughter's like, ah, and ran out of the room. And Grant's like, what? Somebody say something? What? All my kids are funny. My daughter, they all try to be funny, and it backfires all the time. Last year in school, in my daughter's class, they learned about Native Americans, and the teacher let the kids pick their own names. So she asked one boy, what's your name? Said, I'm Running Deer. Asked another boy, what's your name? Said, I'm Roaring Bear. Asked my daughter, said, what's your name? She said, I'm Chick-fil-A. So then we had a parent-teacher conference. True story. Teacher looked right at me and goes, what do you think about that? I said, I think that is hilarious. She goes, don't you have any concerns? I said, yes, ma'am. Did she time it right? We got home, my daughter's like, Dad, am I in trouble? I said, no, honey, that's hilarious. I said, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody and it's funny, you always go for the joke. She said, did you do stuff like that growing up? I said, of course. She said, like what? So I remember in 8th grade, my history teacher was going on a 6 weeks maternity leave. We're having a substitute for 6 weeks. First day she's there, we're in the homeroom. My buddy looks at me and goes, hey, the substitute starts today. I go, that's right. He goes, well, today, you're our new foreign exchange student. I said, yes, I am. I combed my hair straight down. A girl named Kelly Coleman made an AFS badge, and I stuck that on. And I kind of jogged in the room like an old Asian guy with change in his pockets. I know that's wrong, okay? I saw it on MASH. My dad would kill me if he ever saw me doing that. He'd come running in this room.
How did you meet your wife?
How did I meet my wife? Great question. We did not meet in her hometown. Her hometown is Arab, Alabama. And it's all white people, so I wouldn't go there. We met at a Christmas party in Nashville. She was there with her friends, and I was there with my buddies, and I was quicker. She's smoking hot, man. Anybody else? Other questions?
Do you speak Korean?
Do I speak Korean? No, they didn't offer in my high school. I took Spanish. I've been to Korea one time. That was weird. Korean people would walk up and start talking to me. I didn't know what to do. I was like, ¿Qué pasa, amigo? No habla español. No comeras, por favor.
Were you ever in ESL?
Were I ever in ESL?
Yes.
No, that was Alex. Why would I be in ESL? I was born in Knoxville, honey. Guess what? Didn't have it back then. Didn't care. You either learned English or you just got left behind. I'll never get my first soccer game. Grant, my son, played soccer his entire life, But my very first soccer game, youth soccer game, he's young. I'm standing the very first game. I don't even know what's going on. This dad next to me starts yelling at his son, Justin! Justin! That was a good idea! I'm kind of new here. What was a good idea? Well, he kicked it over there, had his teammate been there, been a good pass. Teammate wasn't there. Bad idea. Imagine point guard doing that, come dribbling down, just, man. See, if you'd have been there, that's a good idea. Soccer fans, America, we're never going to embrace soccer like the rest of the world. We're not. We're not. We're just not. They don't score enough. Who watched the World Cup?
Yeah!
Exactly. 7 people, maybe. You don't score enough. You know, I watched the game the other day. It was 0-0. No goals. Now, I saw a lot of good ideas.
I was born and raised in Knoxville, Tennessee, lived there my whole life. I live out here in Los Angeles now. And it's different out here. I like coming out here. It's good to be out here in Tennessee. But I tell you what, one thing I'm not a big fan of is when my girlfriend comes out, we have to go shopping every day she comes out here. So I'm not a big fan of doing that. She always goes, Henry, let's go to the mall. I go, honey, if I want to be around clothes that have never been worn, I'll sit in your closet for an hour. See, all the guys love that joke, and all the ladies go, that is not funny. See, I can't shop for girls either. I cannot buy her clothes as a present. No guys can do that. You know why, ladies? Y'all have too many sizes. I go, honey, what size are you? She goes, I'm a 3'4" or a 5'6". That's 4 sizes in my book. And you know what size we end up buying, ladies? We buy whatever size the sales clerk is. Because she'll come up to help us and go, you need some help? Yeah. What size does she wear? She's about your size. Really, what's your favorite color? I don't know, what's yours? Yeah, your size, your color. Put it in a bag. I've been here 5 minutes. Come on. And if you're buying clothes for a girl, fellas, what's the one thing you can't forget? If you're buying clothes for a girl, don't forget that receipt. Heck, that's the first thing I give them. I go, honey, I bought you a present. Really? What is it? Here's your receipt. Here's your present. Here's your car keys. You gotta be back in about 5 minutes or so.
And I love Hawaii. I love all the words, all the vowels in their words. Kana pali ali 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 ali. Kamea mea mea mea. Kapa a. That's why there's no Hawaiian version of Wheel of Fortune. All right, that one always takes a second, but you got it. Good. But when you go to Hawaii, start speaking like a local, you can't help it. You pick with their cadence because their words are beautiful. Waikoloa, Kapalua, Waikiki. I was at the North Shore one time. This lady's looking at this sign. She's going, Pipilini, Pipilini. I said, no, ma'am, that's a pipeline. It's a true story. That lady's like, Pepe, Pepele, Pepe, Pepe, Lene, Pepele, Pepe, 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 Lene. My wife and I are just standing there. I swear, she goes, Henry, don't. I'm like, I have to. It's like my job. Pipeline. That woman's husband's like, oh. So JB, the question about that is a buddy I grew up with. One time, he was riding my truck when we were kids. And I flipped on the turn signal, and he just went, what's that clicking noise? Hey, Hank, your truck's making like a clicking noise. Then I finished the turn. He goes, no, never mind, it went away. Why do we still hang out? I don't know why we hang out. And it's not his fault, those parents are stupid. They named him JB, that's my buddy's name. Only the J and a B doesn't stand for anything. That's his name, JB. So when he's 16, he tried to apply for his driver's license. He didn't want them to think that JB stood for anything. On application, he wrote J only, B only, Stewart. It came back, Jonely, Bonely, Stewart. He's like, look at this, Henry! Jonely, Bonely, Stewart. What's that clicking noise? We still call him Jonely. My kids have only known him as Jonely. I mean, since they were little bitty. He's like a Mr. Stewart. They go, oh, Daddy told us, Jonely be only. You're Jonely bonely. So what he did recently, I was doing a project in New York, so I was up there for a couple weeks. They gave me a high-rise apartment, so I called him. I said, hey, free place to stay in New York City, come on. So he came to visit. We're so high up, we had a garbage chute. So one day I gave him the garbage, and I said, hey, go 2 doors down, you'll see a chute. Just throw the garbage down the chute. He came right back with the garbage and goes, they refused it. I said, what are you talking about? There's a sign that said refuse. I said, that's refuse. They're not the same. So like I told you, I went to Korea one time. I told Jonely, I said, hey man, I'm going to Korea. He's like, wow, that's like going to a different country. Why do we hang out, man?
Welcome back to Relation Tales. If you enjoy this one, tap like and subscribe. We appreciate every single one of you. Tell us in the comments which city or country you're watching from tonight. Let's get into it. The storm beat down on my windshield as I parked outside the Amber Room. It was one of those pricey bars where everyone acts like their life is flawless for a couple of hours. Through the misted window, I watched the scene inside. Warm laughter, clinking glasses, expensive shoes clicking across polished stone, women in shimmering outfits leaning in for private conversations. And then I spotted her, my wife, Sarah Bennett, the woman I'd once pictured spending my whole future with. Her fingers grazed the arm of a man I knew immediately. Marcus Reed, not just an acquaintance. He was her colleague. The same one she insisted was purely platonic, the same one she accused me of imagining problems with. Together they looked comfortable. I won't deny it. She wore the sapphire dress I'd given her on our anniversary, laughing at something he'd murmured. His palm lingered a beat too long against her waist. I didn't burst through the doors. I didn't cause a scene. I simply stayed frozen, my grip tightening on the wheel, watching until she tilted her head close enough that his whisper pulled a smile from her, that gentle smile she once reserved only for me. That's when something inside me shut off completely. Later that night, when she came home, she'd claim it was nothing but wine and small talk. She'd probably roll her eyes and tell me I was being ridiculous if I dared to question her, but I already understood exactly what kind of small talk had been happening. For months my marriage had been eroding in ways I couldn't quite name. Morning kisses became quick nods. Late-night conversations dissolved into silent scrolling. She began dressing up for business dinners, disappearing for weekend conferences, guarding her phone like it held classified secrets. And still, I stayed foolish. I made her breakfast every morning. I pressed her blouses. I even tucked sweet notes into her car, hoping she'd remember the man who once made her laugh without needing a drink in her hand. But love can't undo betrayal. It only postpones the fallout. She walked through the door just after midnight that night. Her perfume announced her before she did. Heavy, floral, costly, the kind that clings when guilt hides behind a rehearsed grin. Hey, love, she said breezily, slipping off her shoes. Rough night. The girls needed to blow off steam. I looked up from the sofa, where some late-night show was droning on. All of them. She hesitated, then nodded a little too fast. Yeah, everyone. Her bag slid off her arm and thumped onto the floor. A brown leather billfold slid partway out. I lifted it without thinking, flipping it in my hand. The letters were stamped in silver. MR, she stiffened when she noticed. Oh, that's probably, Rachel's boyfriend's or something. Rachel's boyfriend is named Tyler, I said calmly, setting the wallet down between us. This belongs to Marcus Reed, doesn't it? Her throat tightened as she swallowed. Her gaze flicked toward her purse and back to my face. You're doing it again, Nathan. Jumping to conclusions. I'm not. I cut her off, my voice level. I'm the man you used to adore before someone else's attention started feeling more thrilling. Silence swallowed the room, heavy and unforgiving. Then, with the same steadiness I'd learned from every prior betrayal, I raised my phone and captured a picture of the wallet. You left proof right where you rest your head, Sarah. Bold move. She drew a trembling breath, stepping closer. Please, can we skip this tonight? I'm exhausted. Sure, I said, nodding slowly. Go get some sleep. You'll need it. She turned toward the staircase, relief washing over her expression. Too soon. She had no idea the storm already building beneath my calm exterior. Once her head hit the pillow, I'd already fired off a message, not to her, but to Marcus. Hey there, next time you misplace your wallet, maybe don't leave it inside my wife's handbag. I wasn't expecting a response, but my phone buzzed almost instantly. The little typing bubble appeared, vanished, reappeared, then disappeared for good. That silence spoke louder than any confession ever could. That night, while Sarah slept soundly beside me, I lay wide awake staring at the ceiling, no longer a heartbroken husband, but a man quietly designing a reckoning she'd never see arriving. The following morning, Sarah moved through the kitchen as though nothing had happened. Coffee scented the air. Sunlight streamed through the blinds. For a heartbeat, I nearly believed the illusion. Nearly. She wore her bathrobe loose, humming softly while scrolling her phone, likely erasing messages, wiping call records, covering tracks she assumed I hadn't already discovered. I sat at the table sipping my black coffee, watching her across the counter. She missed the stillness in my eyes, the kind that only surfaces once a man finally stops playing along. Morning, she said, voice sugary. Up early again? You've been overworking lately, Nathan. Guess so, I answered evenly. How is Rachel's couch? She froze for a split second. Uncomfortable, she said quickly, spinning back to the stove. You know how it goes. Right, I said, setting my mug down gently. Must have been rougher for Marcus. Doesn't seem like the type who sleeps on floors. The spatula clattered out of her hand onto the pan. Her shoulders locked, and the composure she'd been rehearsing cracked just a little. What are you even talking about? I gave a faint smile, leaning back, just thinking out loud. Maybe next time, he can carry his own wallet, so you don't have to. She spun around, eyes wide, searching my face for a hint of mercy or rage. Neither existed. Only calculation. Nathan, it isn't what you think. I interrupted, voice quiet but sharp. You think I'm too dense to notice a pattern. The late meetings. The phone always face down. This sudden love for wine nights that never include a single photo with friends. Come on, Sarah. You're sharper at your job than you are at lying. She looked down, shaking slightly. I messed up, she whispered. It wasn't meant to go this far. Far, I echoed, my tone low. Meaning beyond the drinks and giggling? Her eyes glistened, but I refused to look away. I'd loved her too long. Long enough to see through every tear shed for the wrong purpose. She finally sank into the chair across from me, pale. It started months back. He paid attention when you were swamped. He made me feel seen, Nathan, and I was lonely. You were constantly worn out, always somewhere else in your head. So you traded me for a coworker who tucks spare wallets into your purse, I said quietly. Classy. Her lips wobbled. It wasn't love.
It was a mistake.
I swear I ended it last week. I leaned forward, tone calm yet cutting.
No, Sarah.
You didn't end it. I did, last night. Confusion flickered across her face, then dread. What does that mean? I pushed my chair back and rose. You'll find out. That afternoon I drove downtown, not to clear my thoughts, but to set my plan into motion. First I stopped by Marcus's workplace. He wasn't in, but his gray sedan sat outside. I slid a small envelope beneath his wiper blade. Inside was the wallet photo and a short note. You left this in the wrong woman's bag. You might want to explain yourself before I do. Next I visited the bank. Sarah and I had shared an account for years. My paycheck covered most of our expenses, and she'd quietly funneled the rest toward business costs. That afternoon, I withdrew half the balance, my half. I left the remainder untouched because I wasn't out to wreck her financially. Not yet. Revenge wasn't about destroying her. It was about making her live inside the shadow of what she'd done. By evening, I had everything in place. I phoned a few mutual friends casually and mentioned that Sarah and Marcus had been growing rather close lately. That was all it took. Gossip moves faster than guilt ever could. At dinner, she tried acting normal, dressed in a soft gray cardigan, hair pulled back, voice shaking as she spoke. I know you're furious, but can we please talk this out? I'll do anything. Talk, I said, cutting my chicken slowly. You've talked plenty with Marcus already. Maybe invite him next time. She flinched, tears welling. Please, Nathan, don't embarrass me. Funny, I said softly. I figured embarrassment was something you knew well. You just made sure I felt it last. Her lip quivered. I'll cut him off completely. I promise I'll make it right. I studied her. The woman who once gazed at me like I was her entire universe, now looking like someone cornered by her own reflection. You can't repair something you broke for entertainment, I said quietly. But relax, I'm not shouting. I'm not throwing you out. I'm simply finished pretending. She leaned forward, voice breaking. Please don't give up on us. I met her stare, steady and cold. I already did the moment I watched you laugh like I didn't exist. For the first time, she had nothing to say. She just sat there, breathing shallow, understanding she'd lost something no apology could ever purchase back. That night, she cried herself into sleep beside me while I lay awake, unmoved by the sound of her sobbing. Love had exited. So had pity. But betrayal doesn't end with tears, it ends with truth surfacing. And tomorrow the world would finally witness hers, because the next phase of my plan wasn't revenge anymore. It was exposure. The following morning arrived clear, quiet, colder than usual, the kind of stillness that comes right before something shatters. Sarah was already up when I came downstairs, sitting at the counter clutching a mug she hadn't touched. Her eyes were puffy, her hair uncombed, her silence saying more than any apology could. Did you even sleep? I asked, reaching for my jacket. She shook her head without lifting her gaze. Not really. I kept replaying what you said. Good, I replied simply, pulling on my boots. Means it's finally sinking in. She stood quickly. Nathan, please don't do anything reckless. We can fix this. I'll quit my job if I have to. I'll block him. I turned, silencing her with one hard look. You think this is about blocking a phone number? You let another man into our marriage and thought erasing a contact would undo it. Her lips shook, but my anger had already burned away, leaving something sharper. Focus. I grabbed my keys and headed for the door. Stay home today, Sarah. Trust me, you'll want to. By noon, I sat in my office at the garage. I ran a modest shop with 12 employees and a steady flow of regulars. Most didn't realize Sarah used my business card to impress clients, telling them she helped manage operations. She didn't. She simply disliked being tied to anything respectable. That was about to change. I opened my laptop and typed an email, brief, professional, devastating. Subject: regarding internal conduct and professionalism. To the team, effective immediately. Please be aware that any personal relationships between staff that could compromise professional boundaries are now under review. This includes any involvement with Marcus Reed, who has breached our code of conduct while representing this company. Regards, Nathan Bennett. I copied her company's HR inbox directly, the same one she checked daily. Then, for good measure, I forwarded it to the board's public contact address. It wasn't slander, it was documentation. I'd collected proof for weeks without fully realizing it. Texts from Marcus about their next trip, hotel receipts booked under a business email, and the photo of the wallet. Evidence never lies. Within hours, my phone exploded. Unknown number. You didn't have to do that. I smiled faintly. Marcus, me? You should have kept your wallet where it belonged. He never replied. He didn't need to. I already knew chaos was brewing inside that polished office of theirs. When I got home that evening, Sarah paced the living room, phone pressed to her ear, looking like someone watching her world crumble in slow motion. What's going on? I asked, feigning calm. She spun around, panicked. They know, Nathan. Someone emailed the company about Marcus and me. HR called me. They're launching a review. If they confirm it, I could lose my job. Lose your job, I repeated slowly, setting my keys down. Seems fitting. You nearly lost a marriage. Her voice cracked. You did this, didn't you? I met her eyes. You did this to yourself. I only hit send. She stepped forward, desperate now. Please, Nathan. I know I hurt you, but this could ruin my career. I made a mistake. I'm still your wife. I exhaled, not with sympathy, but with the heavy clarity of someone who stood too close to the line between love and betrayal.
No, Sarah.
You're the woman who taught me that vows mean nothing once secrets start tasting sweeter. She collapsed onto the couch, sobs muffled behind trembling hands. I nearly looked away, almost, but then I remembered the way she'd smiled at him in that bar, like I'd already become a ghost in her story. That night I drove around town. The streets looked peaceful, porch lights glowing, kids shooting hoops in driveways, couples strolling hand in hand, the kind of ordinary I used to believe in. I stopped at the diner near the edge of town, the one Sarah and I used to visit every Sunday. The waitress, Diane, smiled when she spotted me. Haven't seen you two in a while. How's the wife? I sipped my coffee before answering, discovering what it feels like to lose what she took for granted. Better than ever, I said honestly. 2 days later, Sarah's company officially suspended her pending investigation. Marcus was terminated outright. The board cited an ethics breach. The story spread quietly but quickly. Whispers became rumors, and rumors turned into headlines inside her tight-knit corporate world. Sarah stopped going out entirely. I'd hear her crying late at night, whispering apologies into the darkness, as though silence alone could grant forgiveness. But silence has a way of amplifying guilt. One evening, she stepped into my home office holding an envelope, her wedding ring tucked inside. I can't take it back, Nathan, she said softly. But I can let you go, if that's what you want. I looked at the ring, then at her. You should have thought about letting go before deciding to hold on to someone else. Her tears fell silently one after another as she turned to leave. Sarah, I said. She paused, shoulders trembling. I'm not doing this to punish you, I told her. I'm doing it because I refuse to keep living inside lies. You don't get to hurt someone who loved you and walk away looking blameless. She nodded slowly, voice breaking. You've made your point. I didn't respond. She climbed the stairs, and for the first time in months, I felt the weight finally lift. Sometimes revenge isn't loud. It's the quiet echo of truth traveling through the walls of someone who assumed they'd never get caught. And as I stood by the window that night, watching the rain return, I realized something. I wasn't just a betrayed husband anymore. I was free. Weeks slipped by, and the house that once felt full of laughter now sat wrapped in silence. Sarah's perfume had faded from the air, replaced by the scent of coffee and pine cleaner, the smell of starting fresh. She moved out quietly one afternoon while I was at work. No confrontation, no goodbye, just an empty closet and a folded note on the counter. I'm sorry, Nathan. Not because I got caught, but because I forgot what real love felt like until it was gone. I'll always regret it. Tear stains marked the page, but they didn't reach me. Regret comes easily once consequences finally knock. I folded the note once, tucked it into a drawer, and never opened it again. A month later, I found myself back at that same diner, nursing black coffee alone. Diane smiled warmly when she saw me. Back to your usual spot, huh? Trying to, I said, offering a faint smile. She slid a plate my way. Pancakes, extra syrup, just how Sarah liked hers. On the house. You look like a man who could use a good morning. Thanks, Diane. Outside the window, life carried on, people laughing, cars rushing by, storm clouds drifting without a care. For the first time in ages, I didn't feel anger twisting inside my chest, only clarity, because revenge was never about wrecking her life. It was about reclaiming mine. And strangely, Sarah's downfall wasn't loud or theatrical. It was slow, quiet, and devastating in its simplicity. Word traveled through her professional circle. The affair, the suspension, the bad choices. Clients pulled away, friends kept their distance, and the man she'd risked everything for, Marcus, vanished from her life without a single word. I heard through a mutual friend that she'd relocated to a small apartment across town and taken a position at a local firm, a step down from the polished world she once flaunted. She'd become forgettable. In its own way, that was justice enough. One evening, I stopped by the community center to drop off a donation for the youth program. I'd taken up volunteering there, repairing bikes for the kids and teaching basic mechanics. It gave me something my marriage hadn't in years, peace. As I tightened a loose chain on a boy's bike, he glanced up and asked, "Mister, why are you always here after work?" I smiled. "Because some things are worth fixing, kid. You just have to pick the right ones." He nodded, not entirely understanding, but his grin reminded me exactly why I was still standing. A few days later, I received a text from an unfamiliar number. "Saw your truck near the diner. You look good. I'm glad. S." I stared at it for a long moment before typing back. "Take care of yourself, Sarah." "I already am." And that was that. No dramatic reunion, no bitter exchange, just two people finally letting the ashes settle. Months passed. The business thrived. The nights grew quieter, and somewhere in the middle of rebuilding, I started smiling again, genuinely this time. Sometimes I catch myself thinking back to that rainy night outside the bar, wondering what might have happened had I confronted her right then. But the truth is, waiting, planning, exposing, and walking away with my dignity intact gave me something better than revenge. It gave me control. Because real revenge was never about making someone else cry. It's about making sure they never hold the power to make you cry again. As I locked up the shop one evening, the sky burned gold with the setting sun. My reflection in the glass looked different now, older, steadier, stronger. I smiled faintly to myself. "You did it, Nathan," I murmured under my breath. "You walked through the fire and it didn't burn you down." And with that, I drove home alone, free, and finally at peace.